Today, I'm going to try and do this cute little Maltese face that's kind of peeking around the corner. And I'm going to look at where everything is, how far down the paper I'm going to go for that eye, where the nose is, what angle it's in. So what I'm going to do is the way I start, I go up to, say this is the page. So I'm going to see, where does this line start with the hair? It starts just before the middle. So I'm going to go do this line, do this line down here, round it, that's another line, and this area here is a shape, so that's going to have to come in here. Then we're going to do his little muzzle. That's not too long. And we're going up here. So we're going to go down here, up. This is like a triangle. This is a straight line. This is another straight line. Don't have to worry about the hair strokes right now. All you have to do is be able to have placement correct. So if this is here, if you draw a straight line to here, you're going to come down to the bottom of this eye, approximately. So you're going to go from here, and it's going to be a down thing because his head is tilting, and you're going to put this eye the same width as this, because you see that this looks like it belongs together. If you kind of squint, it looks like a badminton. You know, the little badminton game, badminton? This looks like that. That's, I don't know what they call that, but that's the thing you hit across the fence, the net. Okay, so I'm going to remember these little funny things I'm saying because it's going to keep me, oh yeah, I have to think of it as a badminton shape, so there you go. Now his muzzle comes, there's a space between his eye to where the muzzle starts to flare out. You have to look at all these things and do it in your own way. You don't have to copy the way I do it, but this is what you have to look at if you want to draw something. You have to see what this relationship is to this and what this relationship is to this. And I'm putting all these little puzzle pieces together. Now right in here is the nose. Now I know there's a space here. So the nose has to be down there, and it's a little tilted because he's looking sideways. He's looking this way. And I'm correcting some of my bad lines there. And I'm going to put his nose here, and I'm going to kind of, put my finger on it. How big is it? How big is it? It's bigger than my finger. Okay, so you don't always have to get out a ruler. You have to teach your eyeballs to see what it's seeing correctly. And take your time with it at first until you get better, then it kind of comes second nature. So here we got this eyeball here, and it's coming, it's not a complete circle. It's got a little bend to it, and that you have to pay attention to those little things. And then the eyeball comes in here, and then the highlight is in here, and there's the dog nose. Also, this is the shape of the nose. You can go online, Google it, dog noses, and you can do all kinds of dog noses, and before you know it, you're expert at it. So now we have this little puppy's eyes. Now there's a space all around that before the hair comes in. And then you're going to go down this way to hook up with the other eye, which is about in here before the wall comes. See this wall here? We're going to say that's a wall that the dog is peeking out from the corner and trying to see what the heck is going on in this room. And then you have this kind of face. Now this is a Maltese, and they're white, and they're easy to do. If you get the nose in the right place, the eye in the right place, the dog is white. So you can always put a color here to complement the white. And make the white stand out. So this is how I measure how I'm going to get this dog done. And in here is a shading area. You see this shade? There's a shade here. There's another shade here. So you have to keep those things in mind. And you still have to think of it as a shape. That shading shape is a shape. It looks like what, I don't know, what it could be, like a wave in the ocean, or it could be a feather, or it could be anything you choose, as long as you remember that it's there. Now over here at this eye, it's kind of blocked, and comes out this way. And all this is any color you want to do it, but the dog's head is here, and it's probably his little chest is here, even though it's not showing here. It's in here somewhere. Okay, another time we'll go into dog's eyes. They're very simple if you look at it as shapes instead of, I don't know how I'm going to do that, you know. We'll go into that in another video. But right here you have your dog. He's got a little bit of darkness coming outside this part of the nose. His nose is down like this. It's dark under here. This is all in shadow here. That is a shadow shape. Right here is another shadow shape. This is a shadow shape. You got a little bit of a shadow around the eye because the eye is kind of tucked in and the hair is coming forward. So you're going to have some kind of shadow going on here. And so keep that in mind. And so this is the dog I'm going to paint. Okay, now I have sketched this on an 8x10 canvas because that's how big I want the painting to be. And as you can see, I've kind of rubbed with my finger where the shadows are. See this little shadow here? I'm going to make sure that I don't forget that it's a shadow. So now I'm going to paint this, and you're just going to have to watch and learn because this is just the basics. You can do this if you follow along with what I said, and you'll see as I paint, sometimes I go over places more than once. It's because I've made an error. I deal with the errors as they come up because sometimes you get accidental great strokes in and you just don't want to eliminate it. So it's up to you to take your time with this, even though it's simple. That's what it's supposed to be, a simple representation of the puppy I'm trying to draw here. I'm not trying to get a likeness, but if I follow all my directions, I'm going to get close to a likeness. Okay, now I have a wash in, which will dry pretty quickly, but I don't want it completely dry. I kind of want it semi-dry or maybe damp. Okay. Now, the first thing I'm going to tackle is my palette is just white paint, white acrylic paint, brown acrylic paint, which I just did this, and black. So actually you're dealing with black and white and a little bit of pink in here. There's a little pink in here. See this? Very faint, but it's important to put that in. Okay. So let's put in the nose. Let's go with the darks. Now we're going to put this eye in, because if the eye's not right, the whole thing's you're not going to be happy with it, trust me. It's got to look like a dog that's living, not just a cartoon dog, so the eye has to be right. So we're blocking that in. I don't think my camera's set up right, but you're going to have to bear with me until I get a different setup. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint. And I want to have my whole focus on the painting, so I'll do a voiceover after, because I can't do two things at one time like this, talk and think. I'm thinking about something else while I'm talking about something else. That's a little difficult for me. Okay, so I'm going to show you this before I cut off my voice and paint, and then I will do a voiceover later. This is just to keep me keep me in the right direction. I'm putting in my background black, and this will make the puppy stand out, but this could be a dark blue, it could be a maroon color, it could be anything. This is a wall. I'm saying it's a wall, but it's actually the end of the photo, but I'm making it a wall. So all I'm going to be dealing with after I do this is the paint. So it's kind of blocked in. I know where everything's going. I know where the shading is going, and usually that's a kind of a blue, but you can make it a gray by just mixing black and white. So I'm going to start now. Okay, so you can see where I'm putting in the shading, and I'm getting creative with the shading, I know, but this is what's going to happen. It doesn't make it wrong if it's how you feel about the shading. You want to make it a shape, then go ahead, but I kind of like just to feel my way through it. I'm just kind of giving you a formula as to what to follow, because you know there's going to have to be different value changes, and by that I mean uh, different shades of gray, different shades of black, and they have to be incorporated. So give it a try. This is the lesson for today. Thanks for watching.